Someone in my comment section asked for a logistics guide. I'm here to try to help you out. It's not my strong suit. And first of all, I'd like to show you that you can create a thriving city with 12,000 people and not optimize for logistics whatsoever. So currently, if we click on one of these warehouses, I have 133 warehouses and 654 employees. So I have 5% of the population working in warehouses, and everything pretty much gets to where it needs to be. Like here, there's a little central warehouse. So what have I been doing and how could I improve? First of all, here's the basics. This is a warehouse. These are the people working in it. So right now I have 0 people working in this. You can set it to auto-employ, so it changes automatically, or you can manually set it and then turn this off so that the game doesn't automatically change it for you. Now, you just set your resources, like let's say wood, and then they'll usually take their time bringing it to this warehouse. But what you can do is you can click here, the fetch button, and what this does is it tells the people working in this warehouse to prioritize getting wood to this settlement, if that makes sense. To this building. So these 12 people will haul ass. So let's say you have 4 wood, like that, and then you're telling 2 stone, but you don't have this enabled. They'll focus on filling this up to put 1,020 wood in here before they even, they might bring some stone here, but yeah, you get the point. So as you can see here, I've clicked the fetch button on everything. So what this means is, what the fetch button does is it grabs the material, like wood and stone, from everywhere else in the radius of this, blue stuff, I think. You see how it's highlighting the region? It's highlighting the map in blue, like this, like blueprinting. So it's grabbing the resources that are just on the ground or in other stockpiles that don't have this button ticked, and they're putting it into this warehouse with priority until it's filled, and then they move on to the other warehouses that have this set without this button. So here I have fruit being stored here, but if I had another warehouse that had this button ticked, they would take the fruit from here and move it to that warehouse. So let's say down here in the smithy hub, I need to grab fruit. I want some fruit down here, the smithy hub. Then you click fetch, and then they'll grab fruit from other warehouses, like the one we were looking at before, and put it into here. And this button here, if there's nothing else to collect in the radius of this blue stuff, will empty the resources that don't have this button. So let's say all this metal, right? If they've got no other work, they'll dump all of this metal into the warehouse. If I click on this warehouse, they'll dump all of the metal from here into there when they've got nothing else to do. Because I don't have this ticked, I'm not telling them to keep the metal here. Prioritize putting the metal here. So what you can do with this is you can have specialized storages. Like here, I've got a massive warehouse for military supplies in this little gate entrance area. I've got barracks here, archeries, and all of the supply depots, right? So I've specialized this resource warehouse to store weapons, bows, armor, all sorts of military equipment. When you first build a supply depot, it's usually, this stuff is usually enabled already. And then this is the fill percentage. So that's the amount of units. And then your fill percentage is your target percentage of this 3000. So I've set it to store 3000 clothes in this supply depot. And then this supply depot supplies the soldiers out on the world map. So these guys here, all of these people are being supplied clothes from my supply depots on my in my city. So over here, I've done the same thing with drinks, and same thing here with rations, and so on. Yeah. So that's how supply depots work. Now, this is a topic I'm not too well versed in, and they are the haulers and transport buildings. So the way I see it, you use the haulers, you use it to move building materials to a location that needs stuff. So like this transport. So this transport needs stone, metal, and furniture, right? What you do is you would set stone, metal, and then furniture. So these guys will just move the materials into these storages, and then you can activate this, and then the builders will just take stuff from here and use it to build instead of having to walk around, find all the materials themselves. Yeah, so as you can see, stone is filling up here, metal is filling up here, and then the furniture as well. So I'm pretty sure the hauler is relevant throughout the entire game, but especially towards like late game, because your city is like so large like this that it might take ages for people to bring stuff manually. We pretty much have enough materials, so now we activate this job. If you're wondering how to do that, this is to suspend a job, turn it into planning, and activate. The thing you can do is you can grab a workstation, place it down, and this is basically like you're telling people to look for jobs to do around this highlighted area. I just want them to work here on the transport. And yeah, 10 people should be enough to build this. And here you can set the priority so that your workforce will prioritize fulfilling this job. I'm going to set it to 20 so that they actually get a move on. Yeah, so you see this, there's 10 people working in the workstation, and they should be all building. As you can see, they're just grabbing the materials from the haulers and using it to build. That's one way to speed up your buildings. Have the materials on site, as you probably would expect. So as you saw, they were grabbing stone from here, metal from here, furniture from here, and then just moving it down into this transport building. So this transport building, it's basically like a bunch of, you got like a bunch of carts with some livestock. And what this does is, what they do is they help you transport high volume materials across your city a lot easier. So this radius here, you can set the radius tighter so that they'll only take materials from nearby. So I've got like a bunch of opiate farms here, right? So come harvest time, it's going to be a bunch of opiates just on the ground everywhere. And I want to store that, right? So what you want to do, but maybe you want to store it not up here. Maybe it's needed down here somewhere. That's going to take ages and a lot of people to bring all that crap down there, right? So what you do is you build one of these, you set the destination. So you click here, and then you set it to, I think, this one here. But basically, I set the, you can only set this to like a warehouse or a hauler, like this. I can set it to this as well. I set it to that warehouse down there. And let's say I want to grab opiates from this area, and I want it to haul all the way, I want it to transport all the way down here. And this button of fetch means that if I click this, then it'll take opiates from warehouses, like this one, that don't have it enabled. They'll take away opiates here. They'll put it into the transport, and they'll transport it all the way down here into the warehouse. So hopefully that helps you out. I can't really show you it in practice because, yeah, I have a major storage issue in the city. Like, let me just show you the throne. Like, look at the throne. This is all the tributes and taxes I've gotten from the region, and I have nowhere to put it, and that's why I gave up this city. Even though it's like I'm leaving. At least I'm leaving the city as like a city of marble. Okay, like, everything is ground walls and all that. I got a new city lined up, and I can't wait to show everyone. But there's an issue with it that you'll probably see soon. Authorized by Ocean Man of Oceania.